it is still, it is always a memorable event that we have been
Thank
together
you,
with
it is our pleasure.
University students, and of course the lively partnership that we had for the first time.
Sure, sir.
So welcome to this event.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you.
Should we start, sir?
Yeah.
Start it?
Start means
Okay.
still how many participants are there?
Sir, 30 and joining. I think they are coming on time only.
Just wait for something, because more than 300 you said, no?
Yes, sir. 366.
Okay, so they are exactly going to join online, I would say that. Huh? On time, rather.
I hope so.
ठीक है, give a brief review.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we can start that one. So, good afternoon, participants, respected panelists, and our guest from Vidyasagar University, professors from Vidyasagar University, Dr. Ashish Kumar Paul sir, and Jati Shankar Bandyopadhyay sir. I welcome you all for this one-day webinar. It is going to be, this is a webinar, but I will say this is a training implementation experience sharing, which is you are all going to see here. It is about bioengineering solution and how it is implemented in the Kangsabati River erosion site. So we have our speakers. Our first speaker is Professor Chandan Ghosh. He is Professor and Head in Resilient Infrastructure Division, NIDM. And we have two speakers from Vidyasagar University. One is Professor Ashish Kumar Paul sir. He is Professor and Head Department of Geography in Vidyasagar University. And Dr. Jati Shankar Bandyopadhyay sir. He is Director, Center of Environmental Studies in Vidyasagar University, West Bengal. So this is our resource person for today's webinar. And we are going to discuss about the river erosion and how we can solve it through the bioengineering solution, which is very cost effective or also very strong solution. So with these words, I will going to discuss a little bit about the topic and the brief idea about this webinar. That rivers are very dynamic in the structure and they change their flow patterns continuously and naturally. These changes are affect riverbank soil stabilization because the riverbanks absorbs the energy. Riverbank erosion is a part of their changing nature. When banks of a river wear away by the water course, it is called the riverbank erosion. Protection of riverbanks from erosion is a problem in flood-prone areas and involves huge expenditure. But an indigenous variety of grass may well offer a cost-effective solution. The grass which we are going to discuss today, the vetiver grass, whose scientific name is very difficult to pronounce for me, it could be a great solution to this problem. Vetiver grass has a spongy root system that binds the soil beneath the plants to a depth up to 3 meters, forming a dense underground curtain that prevents gulling and tunneling. So I'm not the expert in this field, so we have three experts who can discuss and tell us more about these things. So first of all, I would like to welcome Professor Jati Shankar sir. And sir, could you please say a little about what we are going to discuss today and what we can expect from this webinar?
Sir, what I feel that today the best person is Professor Ghosh is with us, Professor Pal is with us, and myself. Because Professor Ghosh shown us how the river bank erosion can be controlled through vetiver grass, its plantation, its style of filling in the landslide area, that river bank failure area, how it could be generate and prevent the collapse of the bank. So it is a very interesting idea. Our students as well as villager community, the community of that area gone through this training, and we hope this this rainy season, because rain is it is little bit raining here, and if it protects the bank, then our work and our this this technology will be successful if we can control this bank failure of Kangsabati River. For the time being, this is from me, and if you are, this is from my side. For the time being.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Welcome. Thank you very much, sir, and welcome again. And now I request Professor Ashish Kumar Pal, sir, so share his views about this topic and today's sessions and webinar.
Can I
Sir,
share my
over to you, sir.
slides? No.
Yes, sir. Sir, you can share a brief idea, then we can
brief idea.
start about this thing.
Okay.
If you want.
Okay,
Yeah,
actually,
sir. Yes, sir.
our university jointly with NIDM organized the 5-day conference and the workshop and the field implementation program from 25 to 29 July 2022, just along the bank of Kangsabati River. The Kangsabati River is located very nearby our Midnapur municipality town. And the people who are actually moving across the river from Jhargram district to Midnapur Paschim district, they are actually getting affected during the time of the flood season. So, and flood and erosion, these two risks are involved on the bank margin of Kangsabati River. And our field implementation program with bioengineering measures are actually located on that bank. And during our workshop in that Amdoi village area, actually people have shown their interest that how the institutes can help our society just to reduce the risks and the hazards in the bank margins of Kangsabati, where the poor people are actually living there. So I think our workshop and the field training implementation program with bioengineering measures and involving the local people, our students, our researchers, and our experts from Vidyasagar University and different colleges also. And you can't imagine that the students from 15 subjects actually participated in the workshop and training program. And they have shown their great interest. I think by this work, we can show you that the institutes also can do something for the societal development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Welcome. And now I can start the session formally. Participant, this whole webinar will be divided in two parts. One where will be the lectures or the presentations, demonstration, which our guests and speakers will going to demonstrate to you. And after that, there will be a panel discussion where each of them will discuss each other and share their views about these things. So with this idea, I would request now Professor Chandan Ghosh, he is head of our Resilient Infrastructure Division, NIDM, to present his findings and share his views. Over to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sreyash. And today is the occasion that I am very happy and very much elated to have two great professors from Vidyasagar University. And because it is a session of experience sharing, not much about the things, but it is the first time that outreach program that we had with Vidyasagar University, and the name Vidyasagar itself has got so much of influence to our education, culture, and showing the integrity. And the university that which is there, State University, first time I visited there, and the experience that I have, and more than that, whatever the ambience that I have got, and the very hearty people around, and which makes really a campus not by its bricks or its walls or other thing, but it is a beautiful mind, excellent minds, including Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Basu and his entire team. The first time that we have been doing a lot of programs since 1995, but first time we see that university, as Professor Paul has been mentioning, that all the disciplines, 13, 14, 15 disciplines students got interacted during those 5 days, both in the classroom as well as in the field. Mostly we spent time in the field and with all logistics especially. That which is really, even it is more than a month, but it is unforgettable, memorable. And whatever I would like to say, probably 2 hours of training session will go only only recalling that what has happened in those 5-6 days. That with all good notes and enthusiasm and also dynamism among students, teachers, and staff. And also the kind of fellow feelingness that I have felt, even though I left Calcutta in 1987 January, but gene or DNA remains to that soil, and that vibration I felt after a long time for the first time after 1987 to till date. So that way, in fact, today's session will be with our participants that I will be giving a brief about that, and of course followed by Professor Paul and Professor Bandyopadhyay. And then we'll have more on discussions, and we'll see that some of the participants take part. Within 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes maximum, I will take it just to show that what are the glimpses that my camera has caught up, and giving a brief overview of what we have got. And of course, there's a nice report has been prepared by Vidyasagar University team, means Professor Paul has sent it to along with all the details. And so that report itself is really giving the photographs and everything with the geo coordinates and the location and everything defined. It is not something done in the moon in a fictitious or in a studio or something, but it has given the a nice authenticity of the work that we have done in the field, giving all possible connotation to define that yes, it is actually done, not done in elsewhere in some other places. So that gives a really a good impact on the making of the report and representing each and every aspect with the ground truth that we have worked in the ground, and taking the glimpses from all walks of activities that we did in those 5 days. So I think with this, let me share a few of the slides because we three are here. Myself, Professor Ashish Paul, and Professor Bandyopadhyay. We three take equal share of the work that we have done. Nobody is above anybody, but we work together as a team. So that is a spirit that we want to represent here to our participants who are joining now, more than 60 I can see. So let us see that how we can present it, and anyone can take the lead. Professor Paul, you can take the lead, then I'll follow you. Yeah. Audio.
Sir, your
Yes, sir,
audio is
coming,
missing.
sir, please.
Yes. Okay. So I will present my presentation at first.
I'm
Yes,
Sir,
or Professor Ghosh, sir, better if
Professor Ghosh, yeah,
sir,
better.
sir,
then we will
Okay.
just, because I am not presenting anything, because I will follow your footstep and will just interact with you. Because
Okay.
whatever
Okay.
thing you have shown, that is also precious moment for us.
Yeah.
You can share your experience.
Professor Ghosh, you just make your observation, then I will present.
Then sir will.
Professor Paul, maybe you may please, because you have got
Okay.
the subject knowledge like anything, so I would follow you rather.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then sir, please.
Sir.
Professor,
Yeah.
then please, let me first introduce you formally, sir.
Yes.
I would like to request. Yeah. So first, I would like to welcome Dr. Ashish Kumar Paul, sir. He is MA and PhD from University of Calcutta and teaching in Geography, Earth Science Systems, and Remote Sensing at GIS as a professor and head of the department in Geography, Vidyasagar University. He is a reputed coastal geomorphologist in India. He has research experience in tropical geomorphology, and coastal environment for more than 4 decades. His research interest covers studies on coastal geomorphology, coastal sediments, coastal environment, biogeomorphology, and coastal management of eastern shore of India, including the Andaman group of islands. He has over 120 research papers in international journals, national journals, book chapters, and other edited volumes. He has authored 4 books on coastal geomorphology and environment, tsunami, and essence, geomorphology and environment, tsunami, and assessment of disasters, tectonics and landform, and physical environment. He was the president of Indian Institute of Geomorphologists in 2020 and was awarded as an authorized CERF Society member of JCR in the USA in 2017. He has guided 31 PhD theses in geography, geomorphology, and environment, and remote sensing in GIS in Vidyasagar University. He has completed 7 projects of national reputation as a project inspector of project consulting. So this is a brief bio about the sir, and now it is over to you, sir. Please share your presentation.
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm sharing my slides. Share.
I have
Yes. Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, sir.
excellent.
Full screen.
Full screen. Sir.
Beautiful
Full
picture.
screen.
It's a beautiful picture.
Yes. Yes. So, Professor Ghosh and other distinguished persons from the NIDM and other participants from different corners of the country, and my colleagues and ladies and gentlemen. So, this is the webinar organized by NIDM, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. And I will present my observations on completion of our workshop and the field implementation program that we have conducted during 25 July to 29th July on the bank of Kangsabati River. And I am hereby going to present my observations on the bioengineering measures on the erosive bank of Kangsabati River at Amdoi village in West Bengal. So just from the background of the photograph, you can see that this is the part of the Kangsabati River where the younger alluviums are deposited in different geomorphological forms, and they are completely covered by the grasses. And that's why the channels of the river and some water pockets are separated by the depositional features. And our field implementation program is located just on the vulnerable tract of the erosive bank of the Kangsabati at Amdoi village. Now, our major objectives were on the site selection for the bioengineering measures in the vulnerable tracts of the Kangsabati River. So we jointly with the experts from the different departments of Vidyasagar University and Center for Environmental Studies and also the NIDM associates, we visited the field area for the perfect erosive point of the Kangsabati River where we can adopt our bioengineering measures. Then the information about the hydrodynamic condition of Kangsabati River that we have extracted from the different sources of information, our literatures, particularly on the floods, sand mining activities in this area, and the location of the Mukutmণিপুর district, a Mukutmণিপুর dam, from where the excess water usually released during the monsoon months, and then the seasonal weather conditions. Number 3 was the identification of the riparian environment of Kangsabati River in Midnapur, and then common passage that was constructed across the Kangsabati River in these Amdoi and Kankabati villages, particularly for the daily commuters to the Midnapur municipality town from the different rural areas, through the bamboo-built bridge across the Kangsabati River. And then number 5, the erosion protection measures that we have already implemented in Amdoi village with vetiver grass plantation. And number 6, is the establishment of a bio-toilet in Amdoi village. And then the formation of a nursery vetiver grass in the university campus, just nearby our Center for Environmental Studies. And then the number 8 is the organization of the 5-day training workshop from 25 to 29 July 2022 in Center for Environmental Studies, Vidyasagar University, in collaboration with the NIDM, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. And number 9, the participation of students, researchers, and village community in the workshop from the different corners of our southwestern part of West Bengal. And then number 10 was the measurement of the growth rate of the vetiver grass. We implemented in 30/07/2022, and yesterday we measured the growth rate of the vetiver grasses in our university campus and on the nursery ground. And also we have measured some samples also in the site of the bioengineering measures on the Kangsabati River. Yes. This is the site, the field site. Here you can see that this is the nature of the Kangsabati River bed, the huge depositional landscapes, and the channels are separated into different sub-channels. And most of the bars are already covered by the grasses. But this part, the Amdoi village, where it is located to the south of the bamboo-built bridge, and here is the Kangsabati village. Kangsabati village was once upon a time affected by the bank failure, but due to the hard engineering structures already measured from the irrigation department of the state, the erosion minimized slightly in this area. But on the opposite bank of Kangsabati, where Amdoi village is Kangsabati, where Amdoi village is located, there on the floodplain area, the sand banks are actually getting affected by the erosions, particularly at the time of the river floods, when the huge water actually released from the Mukutmanipur Dam in the upstream of the Kangsabati River. And our bio-toilet is located here. So this is the study area where Amdoi village is located. And here you can see that this is the actual field where our workshop and field implementation program actually conducted here, and with the vetiver grass plantation. And this is the another site, that means the Kangsabati village, where we visited, our team entailed with Dr. Nobi, we visited the area for the selection of the vulnerable sites of the Kangsabati River. And you can see that this is the temporary bamboo-built bridge, which are basically used by the daily commuters from the villages which are located on the different banks of the Kangsabati. And the Kangsabati River, here you can see this is the upstream of Kangsabati River, where the Mukutmanipur Dam is located. And the excess water released usually during the monsoon months from this area, and at that time the Kangsabati River become flooded, and some sort of the flood water inundations also takes into the low-lying villages, and the erosion occurs on the both banks. And you can see that how the Kangsabati River is cutting across the highland area, the lateritic highland area, which is elevated up to 65 meters. That means it is ranging from 35 meters to 65 meters. This is the lateritic highland, and the river is cutting across the highland and debouching into the Bhagirathi Hooghly basin, which is very low-lying area and lying below the 30 meters elevation. And this is the geological map of the study site area. Here you can see that the entire area of this Kangsabati River basin and its surroundings are located on the western part of West Bengal, where the basin margin fault is located just on the eastern part of the study area. And this is the older alluviums lateritized, and these are the younger alluviums. And this is the basement rock, particularly dominated by the Archean granites. And here you can see that this is the older alluviums lateritized, and this is the younger alluviums, which are more erodible than the older alluviums. due to the flood activities, and our workshop and the field implementation program with bioengineering measures are located here. And here you can see the riparian environment of the Kangsabati River. You know, very beauty landscapes you can see just on the both banks of the Kangsabati River. And just in the rainy season, we visited frequently for the selection of the area, and you can see from the photograph that the entire area is very green and ecologically very active area. And this is the vulnerable tract of the depositional bank, where our students and the villagers and the researchers and the experts are planting the vetiver grasses to stabilize or to reduce the erosion rate of this vulnerable bank. And here you can see that our students and our colleagues, after planting the vetiver grasses on 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, so regularly we visited this area, and we are returning to our university through the common bridge, the bamboo built bridge, which are used by the daily commuters in this area. And this is the different stages of the vetiver grass plantation processes in this area. Our Professor Chandan Ghosh is here, very active, and we are demonstrating the local people and the students and the researchers about the physical environment and the objectives of our workshop in this area. And we have used the bamboos, and they are separated by the bamboo blades and ultimately used for the stability of the banks and for the fixing of the vetiver grasses. And we have also used the vermicompost fertilizers just at the sides of the stems and the roots of the vetiver grasses in this area. You just look how the students, the villagers were so involved in this type of the workshop and the field implementation program with the bioengineering measures. You can see that from the different scenes, how our Professor Chandan Ghosh demonstrating the total objectives and the methods of the bioengineering measures, and how people are also involved directly just in the plantation methods of the vetiver grasses in our selected sites. And here I have represented a schematic diagram. You can see that our entire site of the bioengineering measures, it was 276 feet elongated site of the river bank, and the total width of the bank was 24 feet, and the slope was ranging from 25 degree to 35 degree, and total space between the two or four different vetiver grasses was 20 inches, and total 6,624 vetiver grasses are actually planted within this area. And this is the vetiver grasses during 30/07/2022, when the plantation process was going on at that time. And this is the present growth rate of the vetiver grasses on the bank of Kangsabati River. You can see just yesterday we have taken some photographs. And you can see that how the people, the villagers particularly, along with the students, were involved in the plantation of the vetiver grasses in this bank. And then one biotoilet also was established by our team and the NIDM team and their associates and the villagers in the Amdoi village. And here you can see that with the bamboo fencing, the bamboo blades, and the vetiver grasses, ultimately the biotoilet was prepared in this area. And recently, when we visited yesterday this site, the people are satisfied, and they are using this particularly biotoilet, particularly the women class of the people. They are using, and they are actually when they knew that this particular biotoilet is prepared by the Vidyasagar University, they were really happy because many of them were also our ex-students from our Center for Environmental Studies, from from geography and from remote sensing and from history departments and from botany departments. So naturally, this is a great work, I feel, for the monitoring process. Gradually, month after month, I will monitor the entire systems. And here you can see that our nursery of the vetiver grasses, which was established in our Vidyasagar University, this is the ground, and this is the plantation, and this is the current stage of the growth. This is the geotech photographs of this area. And Professor Ghosh and Samson Nabi and Dr. Jyoti Shankar Bandyopadhyay, myself, and Professor Prakash Kormokar and Dr. Nirmal Mahato. So all our team were totally engaged. And ultimately, we have monitored the growth rate of the vetiver grasses. You can see that the initial stage and the current stage of the vetiver nursery in Vidyasagar University. When we planted the vetiver grasses, the initial height was just 20 centimeter to 24 centimeter. But yesterday, when we measured the 50 samples from the entire vetiver grass plantation sites, they are showing the 60 centimeter to 70 centimeter. And the total growth rate here we have estimated in few places 35 centimeter, 28 centimeter, 33, 34, 35, 37 centimeters just within 1 month. Just imagine. And the root and the root length also were measured. The root length was also very extensive. So naturally, you can see that a real photographic document of our vetiver nursery site of our Vidyasagar University campus, from where actually we can supply the vetiver grasses demanded from the villagers and also from the students and the participants when we conducted our workshop in this area. So entire 5-day training program is documented here. You can see during day 1, the site selection in Kangsabati River, registration and discussion with the participants about the workshop program in the Department of the Center for Environmental Studies, Vidyasagar University, the selection of nursery in Vidyasagar University campus. Day 2, registration and inaugural program conducted in BN Sasmal Hall, Vidyasagar University, where our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Shivaji Pratim Basu and Professor Chandan Ghosh were also present in the inaugural program. And then the technical sessions continued, and then the interactions with the participants also continued in that day. In the day 3, our program was registration and demonstration in the BN Sasmal Hall in Vidyasagar University campus. And then again we visited our field area for the bioengineering and the measures in the vulnerable banks. And then the vetiver grass plantation initiated with the students, researchers, experts, and the villagers in Amdoi village. And in the day 4, again registration and conducted for the participants in the BN Sasmal Hall. We visited the field area for the continuation of the plantation of the grasses in the vulnerable tract. And then the formation of the bio toilet was initiated by bioengineering measures in this area. And in the day 5, registration and conducted, and then a short trip to the bioengineer sites with the director of IQSC of Vidyasagar University and NIDM associates also made by us in this area in Amdoi village to observe the entire finished work in that site of the bioengineering measures. And then the interaction program for the sharing the views by the participants conducted in the BN Sasmal Hall in our Vidyasagar University. And finally, the valedictory session also conducted and certificate distribution initiated. It will be completed very soon among the participants. And then this is the organization of the 5-day training workshop. Here you can see that we just inaugurated the program. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, and Professor Chandan Ghosh as a keynote speech. He actually delivered his keynote speech, and Professor Basu delivered the inaugural speech, and other resource persons actually also were involved in the different technical sessions, and they have also delivered their different talks on the bioengineering measures from the different angles to the participants and also to the experts within the BN Sasmal Hall of our Vidyasagar University. And this is the picture of the participants. You can see that 120 in the day 1, 120 in day 2, 112 in day 3, 117 in day 4, and 103 in day 5. And from the 15 subjects, 15 disciplines from colleges, university, and also research scholars from the different university participated, and the villagers also participated. So total 572 participants registered during the period of the workshop and our field implementation program. So this is the interactive session conducted on 29th during the last day of our field implementation and the workshop program, where Professor Chandan Ghosh, myself, Professor Ashish Kumar Pal, Dr. Jyoti Shankar Bandyopadhyay, and many other persons also from the different NGOs, they involved in the interactions, and the students, research scholars interacted with us regarding the impact of the vetiver grasses to reduce the erosion on the Kangsabati river bank. So this is the final outcome. The bioengineering measures implemented to reduce erosion in the floodplain alluviums, then involvement of the village residents, students, and researchers in the bioengineering initiatives, then the monitoring the growth of the vetiver grass and stability of the banks on the floodplain alluvium, bank slope measurements in every month by the scholars will be conducted later, and it is already started. And then the formation of a nursery ground for the vetiver grasses in Vidyasagar University campus for the experiment and research work by the students and the research scholars from our Center for Environmental Studies, and also from different disciplines of our Vidyasagar University. And then the preservation of the erosion protection sites by the local villagers. So local villagers actually directly involved in our entire program, and they are protecting the our site of the measurements, because our experiments are going on, and it will be goes on. And also the villagers are also very interested for the microeconomic sites after the plantation, after the successful of the plantation of the vetiver grasses on the vulnerable banks. Then the livelihood opportunities are also there for the villagers. Then biotoilet for the use of the local community on the floodplain of the Kangsabati along the busy road. Then the awareness has developed among the local people regarding the bioengineering measures with vetiver grass plantation. There is an opportunity for collaboration with Center for Environmental Studies, Vidyasagar University, and NIDM for lab development and the organization of training workshops in the near future. And finally, the interest has grown among the students, the research scholars in bioengineering measures. So this is the final photograph. You can see that how the experts, the villagers, the scholars, the students were directly involved in the bioengineering measures on the vulnerable tract of the Kangsabati river for the societal development. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. In this picture, we can see the professor and a researcher and a student and a villager together in the same frame. Thank you very much, sir, for celebrating us and telling us a field experience, what happened in that training program, training from implementation program. Ghosh sir, would I request Jati sir first to say something about this presentation? Sir, you are mute. I think your work is not done. Sir, sir, you allow then. Okay. So now I'd request first Dr. Jati Shankar Bandyopadhyay. Sir, he is presently the director of Center for Environmental Studies with Vidyasagar University, West Bengal. And he is actively involved in the research field of coastal geomorphology, watershed management, river dynamics, wetland management, coastal water management, river bank and creek management, vegetation biophysical parameters estimation, mining area development, Sundarban river system, Himalayan area disaster management, and socio-economic development, and many other areas like microwave remote sensing, especially uses for polar matrix R and land application, hyperspectral remote sensing, and multispectral remote sensing, etc. He has supervised 13 PhD and 4 MPhil. He has also worked as a principal investigator in different national and international projects such as INCOIS, Government of India Space Application Center SAC, Indian Space Research Organization ISRO, Government of India. Also worked in the NASA ISRO campaign in India, L&S band SAR mission, UGC Innovative Project, DST, Government of India, and West Bengal Public Health Engineering Directorate Office of the Superintendent Engineer. 9th national and international project amounting rupees 4 crore 80 lakhs. So he supervised that project also. He has more than 126 international publications and reports so far. So sir has a vast experience in his field. So I request sir to share his views about this presentation and what he want to discuss and tell us about more about this topic.
Sure.
Sir, you are mute. Sir, you are mute, sir.
Myself is not mute. I am unmute myself.
Yeah, sir. Now
Just
you are
I am
audible.
sharing,
Yeah.
sharing my presentation, but after Professor Pal, I don't know how far.
You can
Wait,
give
sir,
just
wait.
your say your experience.
Just a minute. I'm just small presentation I prepared, and I will quickly. I will tell. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Is it showing?
Sure.
Not right now, sir. We are waiting.
I'm trying to share. Okay.
Yeah, come in.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Now it is visible. Just I will quick first. I will because thank you, Professor Pal, for excellent, vivid presentation of our work. Excellent, sir. And I am just giving my heartfelt thanks to Professor Pal, who is doing all the things. It is nothing left. What I say is covered every aspect. So just I am sharing my thought. Yeah, you see the disaster risk management, green, blue, red, orange is all your concept. What we are following here, this is the optimal risk reduction. Some of the risk it is showing there and how it can be reduced to different measure, engineering method. But what I am saying here, it will be better if we can use this vetiver plantation in this river management. It is a really interesting thing which we observe, and this is one of the bank failure landslide area which can be also reduced. Most probably Professor Ghosh is working in this field. He is more it is one place which is showing disaster in hilly region, a different role of water in this this disaster. Then landslide contribution map, we can prepare not only landslide but also in case of this river bank failure, this can be used. This process broad. Now I am showing you some picture where this vetiver can be used. Erosion management on different land like preventive measure and control measure. Erosion management on degraded, real erosion, landslide as well as gully erosion. Here few field which you can see this. Sorry, previous one. This is the contour banding. Here, I don't know whether we have started this work in Himalayan region where one of my research fellow is working. Here, if vetiver can be used, I don't have the idea, but we can do this from our ground, which our nursery ground, that if this contour banding can also be gone by followed this vetiver technology, then bench terrace conservation method, then contour trenching with this vetiver, and this also this terracing, this area also if vetiver can be used. Here also in this area, if it can be used that vetiver plantation, then drainage view of one of our area where here you can see the hard engineering technique. But if we can use here also vetiver, that will be good for the local people for use as well as for the community. This is one different water retaining area. You see. So this is gully plug, earthen dam, etc. Everywhere, if we can use this vetiver for the control, I hope it will give us a new area of study, new field of study, that from the lab to the field we can use this technique. this connected Nala Bandh. Here I saw there is some of the area in Bankura and Purulia which vetiver can be very useful because it took very less time. What we checked here in Vidyasagar University, growth is very fast. This Nala banding area, check dam and percolation tank, everywhere you can see. This area also, if vetiver plantation can be done. This is our one of the picture which is showing that we are also doing the vetiver plantation. This is also the few picture where you see our team is working. This is also few snaps which already Professor Pal has shown. Professor Ghosh is with us with the team and with the villager. Thank you. This is my short presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You showed us you showed us what are the other areas where we
Exactly.
can use this vetiver grass and what is the probability for successful and new research areas we can find.
Exactly.
So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And now I would request Professor Ghosh, Head Resilient Infrastructure Division. He is guiding us from the more than a decade
Yes.
in the NIDM.
Mhm.
So, sir, over to you. And
Yeah.
after this, sir, a small request to the participant that as the sir suggested that he want is more he want this webinar to be more interactive. So during जब तक presentation हो रही है sir की, I would request the participants if anyone want to interact or say anything, please raise his hand or write in the chat box so I can put him into the panelist and we can discuss further. So this is my request to the participants, and now over to you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let all the participants who you are, I can see it is more than 100. Please.
Yes, sir.
Just
Whoever is want to participate in the interaction, they can write in the chat box or raise their hand so I can put them into the panel list.
Yeah. So we want it as a very interactive one, and already you have got from the Professor Paul and Professor Bandyopadhyay.
Yeah.
That
one
actually
hand is risen.
point to point, how many grass have grown, what is the root length, how much height it has gone, and then where it is planted. And so that is the meticulous documentation that NIDM and Vidyasagar University,
Exactly, sir.
after just a month, that we are able to see the result that we have worked. And also there are many presentations are there, many such applications are there, which when we go into the field and document them and then publish them, and then through such online platform, the NIDM has been doing since COVID, that which has opened up an opportunity. Now you see, sitting here, sitting there, we are able to communicate lively, and the YouTube is live. It will remain there in the in our NIDM, and also YouTube link also being shared to all, and in many group that we have been distributing this, so that this remains a permanent asset for all enthusiasts who can contribute to this. Just a minute. So in that case, I wish that this is a good opportunity to all the participants to share, and as well as please give your feedback to the chat box, so that in another 20 minutes, I will speak for another maybe 20 minutes, and then for about 1 hour, we'll keep interacting with you directly or indirectly by your chat, that where Shreyash is going to take up the questions raised by you, and also those who want direct interaction with your audio and video, will be very happy to bring you to the panelist, where we are now 4 of us, we are here. Okay, so let me share some of the glimpse of that what I had in those 5 days. In addition to what Professor Paul and Professor Bandyopadhyay has given, Professor Bandyopadhyay, of course, have given many more areas that where vetiver grass can be applied. So I shall go into some portion of our direct experience, and also to see that which are the research fronts and area that we have to look at in addition to what Professor Bandyopadhyay has shared. Okay, let me share my presentation.
Yes, sir. Now it's visible. We can see Rabindranath Tagore.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
If
sir.
even the kind of scenario you see while entering into the main gate, this is written in a Bengali script. Of course, I think everybody understand it is so dear and near to us, and Vidyasagar University campus entry. And also this side, what makes me interesting is also this part where air quality and state pollution control board has established this, and which is giving that weather as well as air quality index and everything. It is a nationwide, statewide, worldwide projects that which are in place where all this weather related data, air quality data, these are being shared. They are online. So this is there in the main entry on the right side, which you can see. And also I would like to share you that how signboards are being prominently written over there. And even roads can be designed in this way also. Each of these things, you see, each of them, they are placed geometrically similar. And this kind of road, you see that how meticulously this small stone, which is being pitched into the pitch so that it doesn't skid during rainfall. This is one aspect. Then another aspect is on the roadside also. You see that what is the artwork? What are the artwork that it is there on the roadside as well, that which during many festivals and occasions where the artistic sense of the students and community are being displayed not only on the building facade or main gate, but also on the road, and also meticulously giving such kind of scenery which is really appealing. And of course, the most appealing one is that you see that prominency of the signboard inside the campus, and also rainwater harvesting that in place, and showing that with the display that how it is done, how it is working. So these are all remain as a living entity of anyone who visits a campus. And another thing, not another, the most striking thing is two great persons, Rabindranath Tagore, what he spoke about Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar in Bengali, of course, but this is the most striking things that whenever I read this thing, of course, we are all, we all love our own mother tongue and everything, but the kind of comments two persons that made, especially Rabindranath Tagore, that made a comment about Vidyasagar, that it is such a, it is, even if I read it, anytime, every time I read it, it just rejig our way of understanding. And of course, whoever knows Bengali, you know, but there are a lot of things that which are very rare, that the comments and describing one of the Manishi, means Rishi, describing another Rishi in a language that which is so enriched with their that Vidyasagar started this script for Bengal, and it is given a impression, I mean the worldwide impression, Gitanjali and other things that we know, and that way we are really connected to the culture that being evolved for more than 200, 300, 400 years. And of course, this is the photograph that taken. And so that way, let me start with that. Some of the photographs already shown, and it is all available in the report. This report will be made available in our website very soon. And the technology part, here you see that students and some bamboo strips and bamboos are cut here on the site. And then these are all sand, river sand. Already Professor Paul and Professor Bandyopadhyay, Professor Paul has given that what is the geology of this and how vulnerable they are, how erosion takes place. And also you can see that what technique, then what is this putting this bamboo strips here and which are spliced at the site by a group of experts that we have got in through this program. And then why whatever grass is planted in the bamboo strip having hole, and then there we have planted because the river gets flooded when it is heavy rain will be there. This is being sand. It may be washed away along with the grass. So in that case, in order to give a stability during the plantation as well as growth phase, so we have
Sound critical.
सर के नेटवर्क में लगता है कुछ इशू है, हम थोड़ी देर वेट करेंगे, मे बी सही हो जाएगा.
Some problem with Professor Ghosh's network, most probably.
Yes.
Yes.
It will be coming, sure, it will be.
Unmute kar raha.
Because yeah, he is in NIDM office, there is no issue. He will join us very shortly. I am very much interested in these kind of things because this is all new for me. So
difficult one. Even some places it is difficult to stand. But in order to make this particular grass planted over here, we have put this bamboo with the hole, and then within that, yes.
सर आपका अभी बीच में 1 मिनट के लिए नेटवर्क हो गया था मिस, तो सर अगर आप थोड़ा सा पीछे से करेंगे तो पार्टिसिपेंट्स को पता चलेगा.
Okay. Is it okay?
हाँ, यस सर, वो पिक्चर आई है, उसके बाद आप बता रहे थे कि आपने बम्बू क्यों लगाया हुआ था, तो गिव द स्टेबिलिटी.
Okay. Let me repeat it. That the site that already the overall pictures have been shown by Professor Paul in the previous presentation, but why we have brought here bamboo, and you have seen some of the pictures that where bamboo has that bamboo was carried to the site, and it took almost 3 hours to reach to the site on the first day. On the first day, in fact, it took 3 hours. Because of that, we could not start the plantation or doing such kind of field work because it is not possible to bring those bamboo by the bridge, the bamboo bridge that which I am going to show or you have seen already. So when it is not possible, then that tricycle, motorized tricycle, has to go a detour for 2 hours, more than 2 hours it took, and we were all waiting at the site on the first day. But the main purpose of putting this grass is that they are to be protected in the initial phase, so that when there will be heavy rainfall or even these are all inundated by flood water during rainy season, like this period, when this will be inundated and grass has not grown to its root, then this will be easily washed away. So that is to protect the grass to grow under such protection. This bamboo with this hole are made on the site itself, and there are experts are there whom we have taken them from nearby as well as from the place in West Bengal, that they went to the to Vidyasagar University, stayed there for 4 or 5 days, and then did such kind of bamboo. And this, you see that this bamboo, one of the hole is being stuck to the ground by this peg, again using bamboo. So it is all natural material. And we have taken vermicompost over here, which is organic compost, just only we have sprinkled them in the hole, little bit of them, so that initial phase, because this grass were out of the soil for more than 3-4 days. So in order to get them again familiarity with the soil, that too it is entirely sand. So we have to use some kind of vermicompost over here. But before putting this into that, we have to carry that gobar, cow dung made a slurry, and the roots are dipped into the cow dung slurry. And then with this vermicompost, which are sprinkled over here, so that they help the grass to grow in the initial phase. And so that way we have taken this. And in fact, this scenario, even villagers are also involved. And here one, Dr. Mahato is also here, Nirmal Mahato, who is very, very active in all the 5 days. And also you see that we started from this phase, and the bamboo network that which you can see, they are all being packed in between, so that and also whatever grass are planted to hold them here, because this is the place where water may come down, so they may be washed away in the initial phase if it is raining. So we have put this kind of bamboo network over here with holes, or not even without holes, but holding them in between the two bamboo, and then another one placing here, and so that it gives a proper support, so that they are not washed away in the initial phase. So as we know, vegetation is the fundamental part of the soil bioengineering tactic. Now, technique and bioengineering, just previous 2 slides I was showing that what kind of protections that we have to give to the grass in the initial phase. And of course, it plays a vital role in slope stability, because the kind of slope that we are treating over here, these are all, you see, slope. Here also it is there. So we have particular grass in this area, because it is a slope is about 45 to 50 degree. So, and understanding the roles of vegetation helps in proper implementation of the procedure and in the selection of site, suitable plants and methods. So we have here universally adopted here whatever grass of one type, but I will show what are the different types of whatever grass are available in the market. But what is happening in West Bengal near the, Sundarban area, that there are certain protection measures taken in this manner. And these are, most of the time, they are failing. And you can think of the cost. You can think of the cost and impact of the wave on these brick layers. Many places they have shown that they are not able to take it up. And you can see that the kind of failure. And even though some measures are taken, even in the Kangsabati river also some measures are taken, but we wanted to take not this kind of site where some engineering measures we call, but the impact is so high that they fail. But how whatever grass can survive in such kind of conditions, that is what we wanted to prove. But over time, we will see that how our site, which we have adopted whatever grass, where roots are growing, how they are going to take up, and so that they are soft measures, not that such kind of hard measures. How in that case a comparison while during the documentation will do, then in that way the documentation, of course in many places they have been applied, but we would like to see that already that some kind of engineering measures through government departments and others through tender process, whatever is being done. So we want to bring a change or a combination of this with the nature-made solution, nature-based solution. Like here you can see many of the rivers, they are broken like this. And we have got, and you see that the measures that being taken over here, because we are allowing this to break. But whatever grass, when it is planted over here, which can grow, as you know, in the nursery, it is growing, where measurements are being taken. And after a month, maybe, it is very difficult to pull out also. So what is happening in the name of engineering and technology, that we see that everywhere we see that heavy measures are taken. But we have to understand what has caused this embankment to be broken. first, rather than when it is broken, then whenever next opportunity is there, water level is down, we must repair this one. We must repair this one, but in this case, you see, no such. These are when planted with the whatever grass in these places. In the next phase, when water will be coming down, then we could assure some kind of safety in that. Rather, taking such kind of measure to reduce the wave energy in this manner, here you can think of the expenditure is that it is a post-failure measures in this manner, even though it is looking a very, very nice solution, very much say sturdy and costly solution, and we can note down in our book that yes, we have spent up so much money in order to protect or in order to reduce the wave forces coming from here. These are to be avoided as much as possible when we should be careful as well as effortive enough to protect this bond first, rather than taking such kind of post-failure measures. So such kind of wastage of money, as well as it is a mockery of the technology that we think that we know so much after studying engineering, especially civil engineering or hydromechanics or hydrology and other things. So such kind of extravagance in the post-failure measures are not to be in such kind of things are to be avoided, so that we can take care of this small portion rather than extending it to a larger portion in this manner, which is a mockery of, I would say, the technology that we can think we can boast of. So application of the context that I would go, I'm just going slowly, just quickly. Classroom to practice, along with the Center for Environmental Studies, Vidyasagar University. It is one of the, say, first NIDM training outreach program, implementation program. And the scope of technology, improvisation, which I just tried to give some of this, that how we have adopted, I will come into a little bit in detail. Today is, in fact, is the experience sharing. And also the eco-toilet part, that where people are using, Professor Paul has shared that people are using and they are finding it really homely and natural. Again, natural. We have not used any artificial thing except that water closet that we have used. So I will show little closer picture. In fact, I have taken a video, 2-3 minutes video also, which I would like to share, which just come in, even sometime I make it to the even social media also. So making eco toilet in 1.5 days of time, and then how much money that we have spent up, we have got all those calculations, and vis-a-vis how much money is being allocated for making toilet nationwide since 2014 onward. So I will give that comparison also, so that we can acclimatize with the nature, the way that people have been habituated to, and then how eco, of course, bio and eco. Eco means economic, affordable, which people can do together using whatever grass. That we'll see. So this is that only a glimpse of the report that which have been submitted to us. And as I said, why whatever grass when similar grass are around and abound? As I saw, and I have taken again a self video, which may not be, I will not be able to find time, but I have gone to this kind of grass and tried to pull them out in front of, and a video was taken by somebody else, but it might be available in the with somebody. And also I have given some interview also on the site, that these are the grass that which are, lots of them are available, but their roots are not so deep, so they can be easily pulled out, which I have shown, describing that why this is not suitable, which are so many are there. Why we have to bring vetiver grass from some other place, that too from West Bengal, means near Durgapur and Bardhaman area. So we have got that, and then we have made. So eco toilet by vetiver system. And here you see, you have seen already the photograph. It is a pot system, is only this one is purchased and some bricks, because you have to make it homely. And we have made again this with the bamboo, and then this one, this is a pit around which vetiver grass are grown. So we have grown this vetiver grass around this side also, but this side for the time being, we have covered with again by natural material which is locally available. And this part here, the pit is around 3 feet by 4 feet. And below that, over that, we have placed a cover. And then we have used the same sandy material over here. And 3 rows of vetivers are given over here. And so there is a tube well source over here. So water source is available here. So it is not a vertical pit which we used to do naturally from our traditionally, but this pit has been, whatever things are there, it is being transmitted over here and it is being covered. And this grass, when they will grow, so I will show that the mechanism that we expect this grass to do in a later part, which I will show that how these vetiver grass are going to take care of the leachates that which will be coming, because this pit we have made in the sand itself. So whatever solid material coming from here, it will easily mix with the soil, and whatever leachates will be there, that will be mixing with the groundwater, which is again groundwater pollution is there, which we generally neglect, or it has not got attention to the many, or even many of the toilets that across the country that we have made available in the rural area. No such measures are taken that how leachates are going to create a havoc for the drinking water nearby or aquifer nearby. So we expect that this grass will grow 3, 4, 5 feet, because pit is 3 feet deep. So this will grow 7, 8 feet, even 9 feet, 10 feet here below. And then how they are processing through their bioengineering. This is where the bioengineering part is there. How they take care of those leachates coming from this pit at 3 feet and below, and then through bioengineering process, how they extract. This will be the part of the research study to be taken up by Vidyasagar University, and we will be keeping in track with the development of this grass around the pit. And this is, of course, another scenario that during construction phase. Now, I would like to show you that which you in the government, my government website and India government program, rural toilet fund allocation raised to 15,000 per unit. Earlier it was 10,000. So I have taken a glimpse of that. You can see all these things in the newspaper, that how much is the allocation in August 26 increased to 15,000. And if I say that in order to make such kind of toilet, that what kind of program has been taken up, Swachh Bharat to Sundar Bharat via Swasth Bharat. So you can see that the amount of money which is being allocated, but naturality of the system, then taking care of the soil and below the water-borne aquifer, and then how they are taken for the last 6, 7, 8 years, how funds are being allocated, and it is a nationwide unique say addressing the problem faced by our rural people. So in that case, what we see that these are some of those toilets which are there. But here, here also pit is made over here, open pit. But here only we want to add that whatever grass around the pit, so that they can be used to replenish the soil, or replenish or the leachate that which comes, and the kind of smell that comes from here, which will be reduced. In fact, in this case, we assure, and we have we assure that in this kind of system, no smell will be coming. In fact, the black colored things you see that we have spread here, vermicompost here, so that after rainfall, they will mix and they will help early growth of the plant in the initial phase. So in the slope, how they work, in fact, we understand this. And I'm not going into that detail because time is getting up, and I would like to take a little bit how we take care of such kind of problem even in the slope area, that can be, and how much this grass can grow. This is a very, very, even 3.3 meter means 1 story building height also it can go. You can measure it, how much deep, extensive, penetrating root system, and how much that they can spread in this way in the same one, and how many from one such slip, that one such things that we have grown, it can be even 100. It can become 100, as you can see, or even 200, like we have grown in a 6 months to 1 year time. Like here you can see, it is only one such slip has gone into more than 200 like that, and the root that they are able to go beyond. So this is a thing, that scenario from some other country. So we want to take it up that in our country, when same vetiver system, which is originated in India thousands of years ago, that we know, you can look at the history of the vetiver, which is a Tamil name. And but in 1984-85 only, World Bank, 2 consultants from World Bank, when they visited in the north part of the Karnataka, then they discovered this wonderful grass that which kept that village where they have visited clean and green, and it has got many other qualities, but we'll take up a session later on that area. But why vetiver grass we are emphasizing, and natural, this is also natural plus technical way, means some kind of gallery and other things are there. The bamboo is being also used. So a combination of bamboo check dams and concrete drain will hopefully stabilize this slope. But thing is, it is also natural method. Bamboo is being used here, but too costly to maintain in the long run. Whereas vetiver grass we don't have to maintain. And also, whatever traditional practices across the country in the hilly area are there, where jute geotextiles are also used, bamboo also used as a pipe, and bamboo check dams are also used. So various ways these things, but even some say this this kind of wire net also are being used. So these are all natural, but these are, say, we have to revisit these traditional practices, because while maintaining this and grow, but no vetiver grass is here. So if we plant vetiver grass over here, then these are all biodegradable. Over a 6 months or 1 year, they will lose their own strength and everything. When grass are grown in between, the vetiver grass that where you have seen the root system that they grow, then this becomes a permanent solution, lifetime solution. And even gabion wall kind of things are being used in many of the places, because this is one of the permanent solution. But in order to keep this solution like gabion wall active and functioning, then vetiver grass again can be used here in and around to keep this gabion wall also healthy and also functional, effective in case of, you know, such landslide. Now this is what that I was talking about. This is the most usually displayed, that what I have shown about the eco toilet or bio toilet that we have said, sludge are there. And see, vetiver grass will create a natural cover. Even though in our case we have used bamboo, that fencing and everything we have provided, that is natural. But later on you see that the height of this approximately 1.5 meter. This may go from here to here, maybe even up to 3 meter. So when we are making less than 1 meter pit, less than 1 meter by 1 meter pit, and when the grass has got the potential to grow beyond 1 meter, even up to 3 meter. So we take it forward that, of course, we will be measuring how much they have grown. Already in the campus of Vidyasagar University, they have been measured in the previous presentation. They have shown in the last 1 month how much that they have grown. More than 30, 35 centimeter also they have grown. So in that case, we would like to see that when this depth is around 1 meter and plant that we have made in the eco toilet, which I have shown the figure, when their roots will go beyond that, and then when this sludge along with the leachates will come and go through the thick root system along that, through through nitrates and phosphates and heavy metals are extracted in the biological or phytoremediation. It is called phytoremediation, the process that they are being extracted from the sludge. And then whatever it is going to release to the underground aquifer or groundwater, these we have to really check from the eco toilet that we have established at the riverside, Kangsabati River, where we have taken these ones. So this is the area that where we would like to take forward, that when grass will be grown beyond 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, and then people are already using these ones, then we have to take some sample from this side, some specimen from this side, and test them in the environmental laboratory, and then check that how much biophytoremediation has been made possible through this root system, and measuring that in the body of this above the ground, within the ground, outside the root system, inside here, then taking a representative specimen from here, we can check the effectiveness of the whatever roots for that which are being used in the eco toilet here. So taking this one as a case study and proper documentation, then nationwide, whatever that so many toilets have been made, some of them, majority of them, they are going out of the order, non-functional. Then we would see that from the classroom to field, then with the community, then again to the classroom, then in the laboratory, then check that which this system is how much effective, measuring each and everything around this, then we will be able to make a product. And this product as a whatever system for eco toilet would be a proprietary item, both NIDM and Vidyasagar University. And then we'll take it nationwide that to use this system across the country to make appropriate placement of the vetiver grass, choice of the vetiver grass around the pit, in the toilet that already available across the country for the last 8 years. So we can take this as a social movement. That is what that we would like to take forward with. And also the kind of the whatever that does, of course, now I am overshooting, but these are all research interests that I would like to say that that nitrogen and phosphate removal, there are some tests being done. So we would like to take up such kind of test from the eco toilet, or even some of the nearby area, that water pond area, take this and put vetiver grass, and then check that what percentage of reduction that it is making by vetiver grass. And when it is a dump site over here, these are the leachate system here in Delhi, Gazipur. It is just not possible to stand here to take to take any breath, because it is so much obnoxious smell is there that really healthy person, if he is nearby, he or she is nearby, I think there will be a heart attack or brain stroke or something will be there. But for 10 minutes, I have to, when I was there on September 9, 2015, that when I was there for 10 minutes, I could not understand that where I am. The smell was so much thing, but only I could put my photographs and take the photograph and leave it. But people are living around, and these are all exposed to the ground, exposed to the air, and the kind of surrounding over here, you will see that several millions of birds, they are flying around this because this is the biggest dump site in our place. And so when this kind of leachates are coming, there is no such liner system around, and you can think of the kind of health and the kind of city life that we are habituated to, that the kind of impact that it is causing to our health. So in such cases, when we cannot make a new liner system over here, because these are the most sophisticated technique that where the solid waste dump, before they are put to the ground directly, we have to put earlier, more than 40 years back, when geomembrane was not there, then we used to put heavy, thick clay liner, more than 1 meter, 1.5 meter thick. Clay is specially chosen. Montmorillonite clay layers are being used. These are all very rarely available. They are 100% clay, almost 90% over that is a clay size, less than 2 micron. Those kind of layers are to be used first, making a pit first and use this layer because their permeability, is very, very small, very 10 to the power -8 or 10 to the power -9 meter per second. So permeability of 1 meter thick clay liner, it might take several years to pass through that. By that time, leachates will lose all its, toxic things into that. But when geomembrane has come, that 1.5 meter natural montmorillonite clay layer has come down to few centimeter or few inch. So in that case, now making clay liner system and then make the waste dump facility over there, then we'll be able to check the leachates coming in. But whatever system here makes all the difference. Here, in this case, when we put the vetiver grass, into that, we have seen that vetiver grass, there are a number of cases have been taken in such clay liner when leachates are coming over here. Vetiver grass, when they are planted over here, they become so much sturdy, green, and happy to take all the toxic material from these leachates and without much cost, without much effort. And we all know that how to plant the grass. So grass are planted over there. Are many such case studies being done that when vetiver grass are planted over there, they are able to extract the most of the heavy metal, including arsenic also into that. Of course, whatever is being said, they are being measured. That is why our universities and institutes, environmental system laboratories are there. So we can take up a case study in such kind of leachates where vetiver grass are planted, and then take all the representative sample to test in the laboratory. Based on observation, we shall be able to make a fundamental and very much sound case study documentation about the impact of vetiver grass, effectiveness of vetiver grass in extracting the metal or all those pollutants from this, because they grow so much. Like we are growing that in the sand, we are growing them in the fly ash, we are growing them in the coastal area. So they are grown -15 to +50, 55 degree, pH 3 to 11, and they can survive underwater more than 3 months. If it remains underwater, they can survive also. And they grow much faster in such kind of organics and in such kind of toxic system. They grow much faster. So we can do some kind of case study using the same vetiver grass and check that what are the reduction and how much that they have consumed in the metabolism that they have while living or growing in such kind of cases. Anyway, I would not, there are certain data, but it is not from our side. So our own experiment, it is somewhat taken from another source outside India, but we must devote ourselves, compare not only vetiver grass, but there are many other grasses are available, then wheat grass, ryegrass, eucalyptus trees, Bermuda grass, so many grasses are there, 5, 6 or 10 varieties we can take and compare with the vetiver grass. Vetiver grass have got again several variety, VS1, 2, 3. So these are all recognized. So we can take a few varieties of the vetiver grass and few varieties of locally available grass, or we can get this grass from wherever we want. Then we can take a systematic study on the leachates that are released by the solid waste dumps in our cities. Every metro cities or every tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities are having such kind of thing. So rather than making a clay liner system in a waste dump facility, which is very difficult, costly, time taking, rather we can do some post such survey and observation and see that how we can make the effect of that. So thing is, non-formal technique of slopes and erosion control measures which are indigenous, environment friendly, easy to apply and maintain, long-lasting solution with affordable cost is our means and method of reaching to the community through a university, through our education system, and livelihood regeneration, and using the green technology. Now biomass, everybody now going towards biomass energy, replacing the coal, and then use this biomass, that we get as a replacement of coal, so that we can reduce the greenhouse effect. Cleaning of the pathogens and waste the facility, that which I have shown. Extracting oil from vetiver roots, which is the most important business that small island countries like Haiti, or even many more than 120 countries that they have taken the extracting the oil price, in fact minimum 30,000. One such plant can make at least half a liter of oil when it is a market price is 30,000. So one such plant taking 2 feet by 2 feet area can produce 15,000 rupee. So the livelihood regeneration in extracting oil, which all of us we know how to extract oil, and then for a 2 feet by 2 feet area, when it has the potential to produce minimum half a liter of oil, whose market price is minimum 15,000, then think of that from the traditional crop. This time we know in that area, in West Bengal and many other parts, somewhere it is rain surplus, and in that area people are still expecting that the rain should come. So we need to change the crop pattern and other things. So whatever grass has the potential to bring livelihood into a much higher level than traditionally that we are looking into. Of course, we'll do it in some other time, but we see that how they protect it. Like the site that we have taken, whatever grass are planted, once they are planted, then they save it. So I would like to say that this is the difference that it can make. See that how steep they are without grass, how the slope has reduced. So some of the things that I would like to show, that even such cases where whatever grass can be planted with some way, and when roads are broken like this by the river that flowing, here again we can also check this river bank can be protected, or even river bank can be protected in such manner, geotube or sand bond and all these things can be done. Sometime in the hilly area we put such a retaining wall, but actual technology that which has changed in the last 50 years is making a face here and then put some kind of nails. But these are costly. Most of the time they are not feasible or accessible. But in some of the cases we give more importance to the how much thick pavement that we are providing. Actually, it should not be. We must protect the wall first before taking or making a paving the road. Otherwise, sometimes we become very much like jute netting used at the Paglajora slopes in West Bengal, northern part, ended up with a project implementation project. Efficiency of these things after 6 months, nobody guarantees. So these are all failed without grass, this cannot, because this is not going to protect the thing. Even if some grass are planted over here, but these are not the right variety. So this biodegradable net, jute, of course, jute is the product that which are available in the market in plenty, but they are not so cheap. But rather, stabilizing this by vetiver grass, it becomes hardly 10% of the cost that while using the jute net. So these are the things. No protection is there. So these are not the right way to place them, only protecting this portion. We have to look at this portion also. And putting them, keeping them in this way cannot make a successful project. So it is a wrong application of the methodology. So that this kind of, and when such kind of failure also happened due to earthquake. In fact, in the Haria, which is now stabilized, more than 110-meter gabion wall kind of things they have made along this. 120 crore plus expenditure has been made. It is all done just because one line, just to protect this line, we have to spend more than 100 crore, which is about 110 crore. You think that this is the way that we should apply our engineering know-how in protecting this one, or taking this kind of only. We could have made the alignment maybe 50-60 meter inside, rather than taking a very much attention towards making a wall here to keep this line functional. After maybe 10 years that it has been made functional, I don't know yet, but it is already made. So such kind of things that we can take care, but such kind of measures that we have been taking, these are wrong. This is not the way that we should take care of the landslide. Like these are the things. Landslides are happening before the road is complete also. And these are the things happened in 2013 in Uttarakhand, Srinagar area. University campus here it is about to be. But some of the protections are here, but these are again very costly. These are the protections are taken. These are affordable these days. These are mandatory sometime. And you have to be forced to take such kind of protection measures, but most of the time they are not feasible by the cost that they are involved. So I would like to end here because time is ripe enough for discussion. We want to keep it. Harvest rainwater, protect infrastructure, protect coastline, protect waterways, protect flood-prone land, protect farmland, sequester carbon. Whatever grass can be used to in all this, and treat liquid waste or leachates, nutrient removal via massive fibrous root system, and rapid biomass production, remove other pollutant, including some heavy metals in leaches. So these are all practiced somewhere else, but with the institution that our focus, that in fact this month we have done the similar program with the Northeastern Hill University, again in the similar mode, that treating the landside, which will again have another say experience sharing session, that which has ended just last week only. As so we'll see that how some of these measures can be documented, researched, and we can reach out to the community. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for giving us a detailed presentation what whatever grass can do during the river erosion or landslide management and how cost effective it is. Now I request to the participants, if they want to ask anything, they can ask. There was one person, Shailendra Gaurji, he has raised his hand. So I have added him into the panelist list. And other participants who want to join us and during this discussion, they can let me know through the chat box, or they can also ask their question if they want in the chat box. I can ask the panelists.
Dr. Shreyash, Dr. Nirupam Acharya, who is also a very active resource person in this program, you may allow him to join as a panelist. Dr. Nirupam Acharya from Vidyasagar University.
Yeah,
he's there.
Now he's.
Yes. Thank you. And
Okay.
Nirupam, please, visible. Nirupam, please
Yeah,
open
yeah,
your
please.
video.
From NIDM
Viewers
side,
also.
I would like to welcome Dr. Nirupam sir. Welcome, sir. You
Nirupam,
you can switch on your video so we can see you,
video switch on.
and I hope you can also
Video
participate in
nahi
this
hua.
discussion.
Oh, video में didn't. Then Nirupam can sit beside me, Dr. Acharya. Yes, you sit beside.
Yeah, no issues.
Yes.
Oh,
That will be
okay,
good.
okay. Nirupam.
Yes, Dr.
Yeah,
Namaste, sir.
yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Good
Oh,
afternoon.
yeah.
Dr.
He's a
Nirupam is
very
there.
silent worker. I know that.
Yes, very silent worker.
Faculty member teachers is different, but he is always there at the site.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
With all the
Always
till we took some muri and other things. No?
Exactly. Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. Now we can take some few questions if there is.
Yes.
I have added this Salendar Gorji. Salendar Gorji, if you want to ask something.
Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
सर नमस्कार सर मेरा क्वेश्चन सर हिंदी बोल सकता हूँ या इंग्लिश में बोलूँ?
No problem.
सर
You
आप
can
हिंदी
speak
में
on Hindi or English.
कंफर्टेबल है तो आप हिंदी में बात करिए, कोई
हिंदी में
दिक्कत नहीं।
बोलिए. कोई
Sir,
problem.
I'm comfortable with both languages. That is not an issue. But मातृभाषा वैसे ही एक रूटीन में. सर my question is very simple सर कि पिछले मैं एक रिसर्चर हूँ सर और गवर्नमेंट जॉब में भी हूँ पीडब्ल्यूडी बीएंडा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हरियाणा में एज असिस्टेंट इंजीनियर काम कर रहा हूँ लेकिन वॉलंटियरली मैंने रिसर्च फील्ड में भी काम कर रहा हूँ तो एक रिसेंटली अभी कुछ एक रीजन है जिनके लिए प्रोजेक्ट डेवलप कर रहे थे हिल एरियाज हैं और कुछ प्लेन एरियाज हैं कोस्टल एरियाज हैं जहाँ फ्लड कंट्रोल के लिए काम करने के मेन एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था तो क्या ये आपकी बायो इंजीनियरिंग एप्लीकेशन जितनी है ये वहाँ पे भी उतनी ही इफेक्टिव रहेंगी जितनी ये आपके रीजन में है?
हाँ, थोड़ा कम सुनाई दिया है. Can you be little?
Should I speak again, sir?
हाँ, ठीक है. थोड़ा आवाज. You can speak little louder.
Okay, sir. Sir, I'm saying the bioengineering applications which you have told us that practically you have experienced and you have shared today, are they applicable in any kind of area like plain area or a coastal area or a high altitude area? Do they have a equal importance equal results and importance at same place?
हाँ, एक्चुअली मैंने कुछ अपना जो प्रेजेंटेशन में मैंने बताया, आई हैव गॉट सेवरल एप्लीकेशंस. उसमें जैसे कोस्टल एरिया में भी इसको बहुत अच्छे से. आवर नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम विल बी एट NIT Surathkal. Their campus itself in the near Mangalore, no, their campus itself is having a coastal erosion. So coastal area is so there is a saline water is there. So we are going to have a on-campus program with application because coastal area is being eroded. So there we are going to apply it. And I have not shown today, but there are many applications which you have seen we have put up in the sand only. Sand is soil, but not many things will grow in the sand only where we have taken up this Kangsabati river side. And it is also being grown in the fly ash. There are several cases now going on. In fly ash itself, they are being grown. So it is being reported that minus 15-degree temperature to plus 55-degree temperature. Then acidic, highly acidic 3, pH 3 to highly alkaline, even 11, they can survive. But you have to season them to not that directly we put them into directly at pH 3 level. So you have to, like even in coastal area also, if we take the things from West Bengal from there, which is being grown and put it directly on the sand, on the saline water, it will not grow. So in that case, research and documentation is very important. And again, there are at least 9, 10 recognized variety, but there are many, more than hundreds are there, which are not recognized variety. So in the name of vetiver grass, if you put your search in the India Mart, you will see hundreds of companies that they are supplying vetiver grass. Most of the time we are being asked, sir, can you supply some vetiver grass? I want to apply it. It is very interesting. Your lecture is very good. But I say that I'm not a supplier or I cannot recommend this thing, because we look at the technology part, and wherever site that we select, we first see their soil test we see, and then the water that which is going to be used. Based on that, we decide that which variety will match. So until and unless we look at that, those things, we cannot simply recommend someone or tell some of the supplier agency to send certain number of grass. So that is the reason that, of course, that is the reason that technology here, of course, is known. Agricultural scientists, they know what to grow, where to grow, how to grow, and what are the ambience that is to be created to grow anything into everything.
If the another thing I can add your actual answer with the question. Actually, in the coastal area, if we get the salt-resistant vetiver grass, then we can plant on the sand dunes. We are getting eroded, particularly at the time of the cyclones. That is maybe introduced by our Vidyasagar University in the Midnapur littoral tracts. That is actually needed. If it is salt-resistant, I think that will be a very good experiment for the preservation of the sand dunes.
Yeah.
We both, sir, just one, just I want to add up, if we can do this with NIDM and we can do this research work, Vidyasagar can be a very good platform, sir. We will do this research on behalf of these two teams, NIDM and your technology, we will implement it in the field. That will be very nice, because our area is really green and you can use a lot of things here. Here coast is there, here Purulia, Bankura, really a very badland topography. Everything is there, sir. That is my add-up. Thank you.
Sir, can I ask one thing more?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, let me take up example of upper part of Assam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, sir? And that is the border area of Northeast. And finally, let me take example of Goa, a coastal state.
Yeah.
Both the soils are having few properties similar. In Goa, you got magnesium, phosphorus, calcium phosphate, and silicon dioxide. These four things are abundantly available over there in Goa. As per I could study, I get sample, I could got studies, and now taking example of Northeast region, Upper Assam. Over there, we had similar composition, but that is having a some part of fluoride and some lesser iron contents. Whereas in Goa, iron contents are much more higher. In both the cases where I have seen, in Goa, there were some kind of berries which never been seen at other place rather than Northeast. But in Goa, I find that in plain area that is very small, but they're not good to eat. Looking at these two things, what my conclusion was, that was my conclusion, sir, then not a proof. That was my conclusion, that both the soils is having an extraordinary property, and to avoid any kind of landslide, any kind of water-based disaster, we are in situation to give a solidation of that soil with the help of bioengineering, which I came to know today only. Till today, I was not aware of this thing. And I'm a mechanical engineer, and being an engineer, what my application was to give a treatment with a local soil and fixing it with a special roots, a synthetic or a non-synthetic. But that was the thing. But now, after looking the kind of experience you all have made the research, that means there is a possibility that growing some plant to save the detraction of any river bank or
Yeah.
the mud. We are in situation, as per me, we are in situation, if we grow a plant over there, then just like a sugar cane, we extract out the sugar. So all those heavy metals which you have actually mentioned, we have to look after the heavy metals and other those things. Those heavy metals are most of the need of industrial production, and our country buy that. Is it possible to extract out those heavy metals from those plants?
Right.
I would say that, Shavendraji, that let us not be speculative, rather. It is a plant which is available in varieties. And take 4 or 5 varieties of that, and I'll be very happy to visit your place where you have got that kind of soil. I'll come with my flight, along with 4 or 5 varieties of plant. Just plant them and water them for the first 2-3 weeks and see that which one is growing, and then keep on observing. Like Professor Paul and like Vidyasagar University, they have measured each and everything, how much it is growing above the ground, how much it is going below the ground, and how much water, means like that. So apply the things, take it. At least maybe it will not grow, and at least we can have a relative growth or not growing. I have got many failure case studies also.
I can say,
today
sir,
I have
I
not
can
shown
I
that.
can say the vetiver grass plantation, it is also successful, particularly in our Midnapur soil where the iron content is very high. So I think for the Goa coastal area where iron content is very high, I think there also the experiment can be successful
Okay.
if you just implement there.
Sir,
Okay.
will you repeat the name, please? Sir, which grass you
The
name?
vetiver grass.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
We can see a lot of doctors and few who are professors also in the participant list, but it is I don't know why they are not going to ask anything. I think they should ask also some questions and participate. There are a lot of doctors in this participant list.
Sir, is it possible for me to visit
So
any of you?
Yes.
Sir, is it possible for me to meet any of you at your universities?
Yeah, you can meet.
You can meet.
You can meet.
You are always welcome
Yeah,
with
you
the
are always
Shakur
welcome.
University. You can meet us.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, sir.
Professor Ghosh is there. If you are near
Professor
Delhi, you meet Professor Ghosh. He is there itself, in Delhi itself. If you are in from Haryana, it will be better if you meet Professor Ghosh, because he is the basically doyen of this thing. He is the main person who is doing this work. So you can meet Professor Ghosh also.
Sir, I'm posted at Hisar right now, and
Also
it
better
is
हाँ,
Professor.
तो
just
2 घंटे का रास्ता है यहाँ से.
2 घंटे का
Thank you,
रास्ता
sir.
है, आप प्रोफेसर घोष के पास आ जाइए.
Sure, sir. I will come. Very
Yeah.
soon, I will come to meet you.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you, sir.
in the
Thank you.
participant list, if someone is some student is from Vidyasagar University, जिन्होंने इसको attend किया है या देखा है, and if they want to say something,
Yes,
we
yes.
would like to listen them. There is some participants from Vidyasagar University.
If someone can speak from your
Yeah,
side.
some students or
Some
whoever.
students.
I think till then we have Sir Nirupam sir. So why?
Nirupam, if you,
So
you
I
can
think
speak
it should be
something.
done.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
well, Nirupam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Okay.
Please.
Yes, Professor Ghosh is here. It was a great experience throughout the event, throughout the workshop, and it was an opportunity for me to got the experience, hands-on experience, and Mr. Nabi and his team is quite efficient. I enjoyed a lot, and it was a great experience. And and the first time I saw and I heard about vertebral grass.
Your girls.
Right. Thank you. It was a great experience.
It is salute to you that you have been a very silent but very decisive and very
Exactly.
Exactly.
right hand, and of course Nirmalendu is left hand.
Nirmal, yes.
From
Nirmal,
these
Nirmal
two,
Mahap. Yes, yes.
JSB
Mahap.
and Professor Paul. So I could see that. I'm so happy and so much. I always remember you all together.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
was
very
not
much.
there, sir,
But
but
please
by
visit us
seeing the
again, our
pictures,
university. We are
Yes, yes, yes.
heartily welcome your whole NID team,
Yeah.
including Dr. Shreyas also.
Dr.
Yeah,
Shreyas
thank
also,
you,
you
sir.
can visit.
Including
Yes,
who
he's
is our,
looking for a doctorate. He is in geography.
okay.
Oh, I see.
I am looking for a doctorate, sir.
Okay, okay, no problem.
He's a potential candidate for being program.
If he is interested with vetiver and this application, he is always welcome.
Always, always.
Professor Ghosh is there.
Great. That would
Professor
be a great
Ghosh and
research
Professor
for me
Paul.
also.
Professor Paul
Yeah.
is there.
Maybe we can work out this also.
Sure, sure,
Because
sure.
this was very for me, अगर मैं अपने बारे में बोलूं, मेरे लिए बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था. मैंने वो पिक्चर देखी, that was very मतलब क्या बोलेंगे, बहुत ही ज्यादा अच्छा था. Where a professor, a student, a researcher, and a community member
Yes,
all
yes, yes.
together are working for the community betterment. और
Right.
मतलब कि resilient infrastructure बोल लो, या फिर मतलब उसको ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि environment को एक solution दे रहे हैं, हम river को बचा रहे हैं. So
Exactly.
it was a very beautiful picture. So मतलब whole the क्या बोलेंगे, system is working together
Yeah, yeah.
from
Thank
top
you.
to bottom.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
participants, students, and we are teacher
Yeah.
here. All are work together.
Yeah.
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 So, sir,
In fact, of course, we don't have much time, but I would like to share one video which I just recorded just on.
Sure, sure, sir.
Yes,
Sure,
yes,
sir.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me check that which one. There are several videos that I have taken on my own. So I share over this, my entire screen. Then, okay. So let me see this one.
Yes.
I think audio is not that much, no?
Yes, audio, yeah,
Audio will
audio
not
is not there. Most probably audio is not working, but video is there.
How to increase the audio?
सर ऑडियो इंक्रीज नहीं होगी एक्चुअली. क्या है
From my
इसमें ना
side, it is
ऑडियो,
maximum.
नहीं सर, इट फॉर ऑडियो देयर इज अ डिफरेंट मेथड टू शेयर द वीडियो इन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म, सो वी कैन ओनली सी द
Oh,
वीडियो.
yeah.
फॉर ऑडियो, यस सर. बट सर वो आएगी नहीं आवाज एक्चुअली, वो
अभी तक नहीं आ रहा है.
नहीं, असल में वो
नहीं
क्या
आएगा
हुआ है,
एक्चुअली.
ओनली वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग हुआ है,
Only
ऑडियो
video,
नहीं
video
है,
recording.
ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं है.
ऑडियो के लिए क्या है, वेबएक्स में इसको दूसरे तरीके से शेयर करने का ऑप्शन होता है. इस तरीके से वो ऑडियो के साथ मतलब वीडियो के साथ ऑडियो नहीं देते हैं. उसके लिए हमको एक दूसरा मेथड है, वो ऐसे शेयर करना पड़ेगा.
I think let me see another one. Just otherwise it may not be because I am directly giving it from the record directly. Whatever it is.
Exactly, that is why, sir, it is not sharing the audio. Audio will not come like that.
So this is in local language. Yes, we are speaking. Now
Yeah.
audio is coming.
Yes, sir, a little bit.
Little
It's
bit,
coming, I
little
think.
bit.
Yeah, sir, it's coming. Few words I have listened.
See that how we are working there. Oh, you can see me in the role, huh?
Yes,
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 sir.
Yes,
This
yes,
is the memo that we are making the holes, huh?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is just a beginning part of that.
Yes, yes. Just initiated.
Yes, you
Just
can-
initiated.
You can see over there, Professor Ghosh is very active.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it was difficult and it was so much hot on that day.
Exactly.
It
Very
was
hot.
so much hot that it was very difficult to stand there.
Yes.
And you see that cow dung, cow dung is slurry that they have
Yes,
dipped
yes.
that, and then we are putting them in the bamboo that which holes are made there. Then I think it started raining when we left the site.
Exactly.
Okay, let me. Okay, someone else took the video, so that is why I was there on the site using my camera. So you see that how students are being hand-holded, means they are being told about that, how to put that and how it is to be done. So this video, yeah. Okay, okay. So I think let me.
Sir,
we
there
have
is
taken
one
many
person
such
in the
videos.
chat box.
Yeah.
There is one person in the chat box. He is also from Vidyasagar University. I don't know his student or faculty. He said myself Suman Das from Vidyasagar University.
He's the research scholar.
Research scholar.
Suman Das.
Okay.
Okay. He is saying my question is, can vetiver grass prevent the soil erosion in the pond of the local areas?
Yes, Suman, actually our pond systems which are located in the rural area, particularly where you are living, so far as I know, that there also you can just make your experiment with some vetiver grasses from our nursery sites, and just you put on the bank margins. I think during the rainy season, when the rainwash process occurs in the margins of the ponds, and that you can protect by the growth of the vetiver grasses. I think that will be successful experiment by you in your own site.
Exactly.
And that and also on that basis you can make a paper also. Understand?
Yeah,
You just initiate. Yeah. It's a
Yes.
good idea. It's a good idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
He responded. He said, "Thank you, sir, for your response." Or, sir, so
Yeah. So with this, I think
so before
conclude
conclusion,
for today. And
Okay,
yes,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
yes, sir,
What do you think?
sir, we sir, wait, sir, I have something. Wait,
Okay.
a little. Yeah, can I? Yeah, I can say it now. Okay, great.
One dash. Okay.
So from NIDM side, हम आप दोनों speakers को, हमारे guest speakers को हम thank you बोलते हैं बहुत सारा.
Okay.
And we have prepared a small appreciation certificate for both of you, sir, for Ashish Kumar sir, and also for Jati Shankar sir. I will show that also for sir. And it will be sent to you via email, sir. I will send it to you.
Okay. Okay.
And thank you very much for enlightening the participants and sharing the experience जो भी आप लोगों ने फील्ड पे आप लोगों ने देखा और समझा वो हम लोगों के साथ शेयर करने के लिए आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर. और आशा करते हैं कि हम इस तरीके के और प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज कर पाएंगे, इस तरीके के फील्ड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की और बहुत सारी चीजें हम करेंगे जिनको हम फिर इस माध्यम से पूरे भारत में और लोगों को बता सकेंगे और जागरूक कर सकेंगे किस तरीके से हम और ज्यादा आपदा रोधी एनवायरमेंट प्रकृति से जुड़ी हुई चीजों को प्रमोट करें और उनको बढ़ाएं. So from NIDM side, I thank our both of the speakers from Vidyasagar University and the participant for participating in this program. Thank you very much to all of you. From that's all from my side. Now I'll want to conclude this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. বন্ধ করে দাও। জয় বন্ধ করে দাও।
Yeah.